Just weeks after filing the lawsuit, Glenn Taylor would be captured on videotape, pushing over a 2,000-pound sandstone goblin.
Chris Jones is on this one for us tonight. And Chris, this video has gone viral. We've all seen it. Tonight, who is this man that Taylor is suing?
Well, his name is Alan McDonald. He lives in Alpine, and his daughter had been involved in an accident with Mr. Taylor some 4 years earlier. So McDonald was pretty surprised when he saw a lawsuit filed against he and his daughter. In it, Mr. Taylor saying that he had been debilitated because of that accident. And then, just fast forward to yesterday, and McDonald is looking at his TV screen to see that same man who said he was debilitated shoving 2,000-pound rocks over.
Here's Glenn.
Glenn Taylor bellies up to a sandstone goblin.
Wiggle it just a little bit.
And with what looks like some pretty potent pushes, topples this 200-million-year-old natural heirloom to the ground.
Muscles over here pushed it off.
I just a little surprised because he looks like a fairly strong, able-bodied guy to me.
Alan McDonald watched that video with great interest.
My daughter was 16 years old at the time, inexperienced driver.
Because in 2009, his teen daughter was in an accident smashing into several cars, including Taylor's.
It was 4 years ago.
Although no one went to the hospital that day, McDonald was shocked to see a personal injury lawsuit land in his lap from none other than Glenn Taylor, claiming he had, quote, endured great pain and suffering, disability, impairment, and loss of joys of life. And, quote, sustained serious, permanent, and debilitating injuries.
Now, you've recently filed a personal injury lawsuit, saying that you're debilitated because of a car accident.
We asked Taylor about the lawsuit yesterday.
Yeah, from 4 years ago.
Yeah. You don't look very debilitated in that video.
You didn't see how hard I pushed.
Looked like you were pushing pretty hard.
Now, you don't have my authority to put this online, put this on the news.
Eventually, Taylor stopped speaking, but McDonald says these images,
Wiggle it.
They speak for themselves.
And then you see a video like this where they're climbing around, destroying public property, pushing what's got to be a 2-ton rock off its base.
Taylor's attorney says that Glenn's back injury and the pain and suffering, not to mention the medical bills associated with it, are all too real. Nonetheless, tonight, McDonald has some real questions about how disabled Glenn Taylor was when he filed the lawsuit and when he toppled this rock.
Just begs the question, is this a legitimate claim or is it, a bit fraudulent? Is it a bit overreaching?
So at this point, McDonald has not actually been notified that he's been served. He does, however, know that it is in the court system. Now, we spoke with Taylor's attorney today. He says that there were medical expenses, there is pain and suffering that his client has suffered. Much of that, he says, was several years ago, but he says medical bills and medical situations will continue on into the future. He says that's why that lawsuit is there. Guys, back to you.
All right, Chris, thanks very much. Keep us posted on this story.